Why do you build me up? Buttercup, baby, just to let me down and mess me around, and the worst of all.
What is going on, guys? I am back with another review of a day at an amusement park, and this time I am reviewing what I thought was going to be a day at Six Flags Great Adventure, but then something happened that it actually ended up being a visit at Dorney instead. Yeah, I'll be reviewing this past Saturday at Dorney Park. And it was a good visit. We got around to everything we wanted to with those crowds. And yeah, so let's get more in depth with this visit. So when EB and I first got to Dorney Park, after making multiple car runs for EB to go and get something every time, we headed to Possessed because we always like to do Possessed as our first ride of the day. Now it's my favorite coaster at Dorney Park, and we appreciate Possessed more than ever now. And I feel like, and yeah, and we got a front row ride on it, and it was really good. And yeah, so anyway, after that front row ride on Possessed, we headed to Revolution, and we actually didn't have a Zen ride on Revolution this time. This time there were other people on it, which made the ride really funny by like telling jokes and screaming and stuff. There was one kid that was like screaming. And after Revolution, Steel Force opened. It was down by the time we got to Revolution, so after Revolution we did Steel Force, and that was a good front seat ride on Steel Force. And after Steel Force, we headed to Thunderhawk. I'm pretty sure we got Steel Force in the front row. I don't think we did. I'm sorry. I screwed up. And so anyway, after that ride on Steel Force, we headed to Thunderhawk, which was a good ride on that. And after Thunderhawk, we headed to Dominator Red. Dominator Green. We rode Dominator Red after Dominator Green. Anyways, this ride on Dominator Green we had was really good. And after Dominator Green, like I just said, we rode Dominator Red. And after Dominator Red, we rode Demon Drop for the first time since like May. And it was a good ride on Demon Drop. And so after Demon Drop, we headed to Hydra. And that was a really good ride on Hydra. And after Hydra, we rode Meteor. And after Meteor, we were going to do Whitewater Landing, but it was closed, sadly. So we headed straight for the water park. And we had a good day at the water park. I'll get more in depth about that. But anyway, when EB and I first got to the water park, we set our stuff down at the wave pool, and then we ate at Tidal Wave Cafe for the first time since 2019. And yeah, that was a really good meal at Tidal Wave Cafe. I got the gourmet mac and cheese, and it was really good. And after our meal at Tidal Wave Cafe, we started riding the water slides, and we ran into Bill and his friends, and this was our first time talking to Bill in so many years. It took Bill just like a few minutes or something to recognize EB, and yeah, he complimented his hair and everything. And yeah, so after we talked to Bill and his friends, which was exciting by the way, we headed to Wildwater Rapids for our first slide of the day, which was really good. I rode the orange and EB rode the blue. And after Wildwater Rapids, we headed to Cascade for a good ride on that. And after Cascade, we headed to Snake Pit, and that was a really good ride on that. I got a ride in on Constrictor, and EB got blue Boa Blasters. And after Constrictor, we headed to Aqua Racer, and that was a good ride on that, although the wait took up a little time. But it was a good ride on Aqua Racer otherwise. And after Aqua Racer, we swam in the wave pool because the lines for all the good water slides were long. Like Aqua Blast had a line like all the way down to the bottom of the stairs, which was crazy. And so because of that, we decided to go swim in the wave pool for a few wave cycles, and it was a good swim in the wave pool. And after the wave pool, we headed to Lightning Falls, and that ended up being our last slide of the day because the water park was really crowded that day. But it's Wildwater Kingdom. What do you expect? It's the main draw to Dorney. And after the water park, we headed to Talon, and that was a good ride on it. And after Talon, we headed to Wave Swinger for a good ride on that. And after Wave Swinger, we headed to Coasters Drive-In for a good meal there. And after Coasters Drive-In, we headed to Kaleidoscope, which was a good ride on that. And after Kaleidoscope, we headed for a re-ride on Hydra, which was really good. We got the second row, and yeah, so after Hydra, we went in Good Time Gifts and bought a few things. I actually ended up buying more than a few things. You know me, I love my merchandise. And after Good Time Gifts, that basically ended our day at Dorney Park. Yes, what we thought, the end of that ended what we thought was going to be a day at Six Flags Great Adventure, but something got messed up that it just ended up being a day at Dorney instead. So anyway, after Good Time Gifts, that basically concluded our day at Dorney. So that concludes this review of what I thought was going to be a day at Six Flags Great Adventure, but turned out to be a visit to Dorney. So make sure to reply to me your thoughts on this video, and make sure to check out my merch store on Bonfire that I made this past summer. I sell t-shirts, long sleeve shirts, coffee mugs, face masks, and all the things. So make sure to go check that out. I'll have a link in the description, and I will see you in the next.